Hi everyone, we're going to talk to you about the stack cooker today and how it can make life a lot easier in your kitchen. But first I want to tell you a little bit about the microwave, because we want to realize that as far as microwaves go, they pass right through glass, plastic, paper, and they cannot go through aluminum foil. And we just want to do a little test for you just so you can see that. We're going to put a little vent serve that's empty, and we'll put that in the microwave. We're going to put one with all totally wrapped in foil, and it's filled with chocolate chips. Now what would normally happen if you just didn't have the foil there? You would end up with melted chocolate, right? Because we do that with some of our recipes. But the idea is that it can't go through the foil, so you should be able to just shake those chocolate chips at the end. And the last is going to be water. And again, microwaves are attracted to water, sugar, and fat. Okay? So they will work on water. And so we should see that heat up. And we're going to put that in the microwave for 2 minutes and just give you a little bit of actually seeing it. Now some of you may have heard, oh, you can't put foil in the microwave. It's very important. I told Alice to put that in the middle between the other two. You don't want to take a chance that it would actually touch your sides of your microwave, because a microwave is a 6-sided metal box. And if metal touches metal, it'll arc. We will have a little fire. So we don't want that to happen, okay? And I also checked that Sherry's microwave had a glass rotating table in there. Because again, I wouldn't set, if there wasn't one, I wouldn't set it right on the bottom of the microwave. I'd have to put it on a plate, because metal can't touch metal. And the only reason you put, you'd ever use foil in the microwave is if you want to shield something. So if I'm cooking a whole chicken, you know those little legs that are sticking out there? They're going to get overly done. So after a few minutes of cooking, you can shield them by covering them with foil and to allow the breast meat and the rest of the chicken to cook without overcooking your legs. We've prepared a 3-stack meal, and we're doing this for your benefit. It's not something I'd actually recommend you do at a party, especially if you're new. But I want you to see the value of the stack cook meal. It comes with a cookbook, and your cookbook, you want to just follow the guidance of the cookbook, because the cookbook comes with a variety of recipes. If the recipe is featured on the top layer, that's where it belongs, on the top layer. And you'll see when we stack it how we're doing it. If it's featured in the middle of the page, it has to go in the middle container. And if it's featured on the bottom, it goes into the bottom one. Now the bottom one is a 3-quart casserole dish. The middle one is a 1 3/4 quart. And the top one is a 3/4 quart casserole and cover. We're using it as a casserole today, okay? And we just follow the recipe instructions. And all the recipe instructions also come with being able to cook it individually. So if you don't want to make a stack cook meal one day, but you really like this chicken recipe, you can do it, and it gives you instructions on how long when it's by itself, okay? Now we're going to take a minute to just look at what happened with our vent and serve. And Alice, it should be hot. Alright, so you see the
Don't grab that.
Yep. It's very hot. Now we do have cool handles. That's what's nice about their stay cool handles, but that's very hot water, because remember, microwaves go through plastic, paper, and look at that. No microwaves penetrated the metal, okay? That's why it's safe to have a microwave, because it's a 6-sided metal box. Microwaves are not leaving that microwave oven. And if you notice, yes, you can see in a microwave, but the actual window has got a whole bunch of metal. So, and microwaves are about the size of a pencil and about 1.5 to 2 inches long. And so you'll notice the actual holes in the mesh in the microwave door is actually smaller than that. So that's why, you know, a lot of people have fears of microwaves. You don't need to fear it. They're not escaping out of there. And as soon as that, it's like a little transmitter that's sending them all over the place in your microwave. And as soon as the microwave stops, the transmitter stops. So when you open the door, there's no microwaves jumping out at you, okay? Just so you know. Now, for this particular recipe, we made the cheesy orzo. And it's very, now literally, I would say we probably prepared this in 15 minutes. And 25 minutes from now, it'll be ready. So if you're working full-time and you really want to prepare good meals for your family, this is great. And you can actually prepare them the morning before you leave for work. You know, so a lot of you do the crock pot type cooking. Well, if you just get in the habit of using this, you can prepare it, put it in your refrigerator. When you come home, pop it into the microwave. We wanted, and we have a vegetable dish. Remember, it's a 3-course meal, so we opted for a little bit of pasta, some vegetables, and then your chicken. Now the chicken, you'll notice the way we set it up is that the center is free. You want to always set it in a circular fashion for your meats especially, because microwaves go in from the outside on all surfaces of the meat. So if you don't have it just totally filled, the center would take a long time to cook if you did it that way. Whereas this way, the microwaves are bombarding from all sides and it's cooking evenly in the amount of time. I also want you to notice that the thicker piece of meat, I try to make the thicker piece on the outside because that's what's getting the most microwaves. So if you were doing drumsticks, the meatier part of the drumstick would be on the outside, the rest of the leg out in towards the center. This just asks to have it covered with wax paper, and we're going to put it in the microwave for 25 minutes. I don't know what your wattage is, but I'm going to start at 25, so maybe we'll do 22. Now that's the thing with a microwave, with a you have to know the wattage and you adjust. Now the only time you'll have to worry about that is the first time you make a meal. So we'll start with 22 minutes. And then we're going to check, and if it's done, great. If we think it's a little overdone, Sherry can go to 20 minutes. But once you've established that that meal took 22 minutes, all meal combinations in here are going to take the same amount of time because it's the weight of the food that determines it. There's about 4 pounds of food when you add up all the weight for all the foods, and that's why it cooks in that amount of time, okay? Now, what I do recommend you do at your parties is maybe make a cake in the microwave. And we're making a, what are we making? Pineapple upside down cake. Making a pineapple upside down cake. And again, it's featured in the cookbook. And all you have to remember is that you're going to use, it comes with a cone, and you're going to use the cone, again, to create that space in the center so that we're not trying to get the microwaves all the way across the 3-quart casserole. And this generally takes 10 to 12 minutes. So on Sherry's microwave, we're going to probably try it for like 9 minutes and then test it. This is an easy recipe to make at a party. I also recommend the chocolate cake with the coconut pecan frosting, because you'd actually pour the coconut pecan frosting on the bottom and then put your batter in. And you follow the directions for the cake, except if it asks for more than 1 cup of water, you cut it back to 1 cup. Because remember, it's not sitting in an oven for 35 minutes with the moisture being pulled out of it, so it doesn't need as much moisture. The other tip I give you is you want to leave it sitting on the counter for at least 5 to 10 minutes after you've prepared it, because there's leavening agents that make the cake rise, and because it cooks in 9 or 10 minutes, they don't rise. It doesn't look as pretty because it hasn't had a chance to rise enough. So you want those leavening agents to go to work. So it's going to be a really awesome item to have as a host gift special. And so as you're talking to people about parties, definitely feature this at your party with the cake, and have fun dating parties. Thanks so much.